Ranger in Time Escape from the Great Earthquake. Chapter 1 Morning of the Earth Dragon. At first, Lily Chin thought it was another nightmare. The roaring sea, the slamming waves. So often, her dreams took her back to the crowded, lurching ship that had brought her across the ocean to San Francisco 5 years ago. But this nightmare didn't end when Lily opened her eyes. An angry roar shook the mission home where she lived with 50 other girls and women. Lily sat up in bed as the mirror over the dresser crashed to the floor. It smashed into shining pieces that danced and skidded over the wood. The whole house rocked as if an angry giant shook it in its palm. The window rattled itself free and crashed to the street below. Lily's bed jumped up and down and sideways until she was thrown onto the floor. She crawled to the open window and pulled herself up to look outside. The street was a rolling wave of cobblestones. People stood in their nightshirts, looking up to the sky. An old man raced into the street in his bare feet, shouting, "Hey! Delung-a-zing! Aye! Delung-a-zing!" which means the earth dragon is wiggling. Lily understood this was one of California's earthquakes. Usually there were trembles that shook pictures from the walls, but today Lily felt like one of the rats that the neighborhood dogs liked to catch and thrash about. She staggered back to her bed and clung to the headboard. The house swayed like a ferry boat in a storm. Ceiling timbers groaned. Chimney bricks crashed onto the roof. Lily's room filled with dust as the plaster walls cracked and crumbled. It felt as if the shaking might never end. But finally the house settled. Lily picked her way through the broken mirror pieces to the door. It was jammed shut, stuck in the twisted door frame. But Lily was big for her age and strong. As a servant in Chinatown, she'd lugged around pails of stew and baskets of vegetables every day. She yanked until the frame let go and sent her flying backwards across the glass-strewn floor. "Are you all right?" a voice called from the hallway. It was Donilda Cameron, the woman who ran the mission house. The girls called her Lomo, or Old Mother, but she was nothing like the mother Lily remembered from home. Lily's real mother smelled of earth from working the farm. Her real mother was far away over the ocean in China's Guangdong province. Lomo's mission house was better than being beaten as a servant, but it was a long way from home. "We've been shaken, but this good house is still standing," Lomo told the girls. "Come downstairs and we'll see about breakfast." Lily and the other girls climbed over fallen bookshelves and got themselves dressed. The quake had rattled pictures from the walls and toppled dressers, but somehow the fishbowl on the little hallway table had survived. "Gum-ba-gum!" Lily rushed over, knelt down, and smiled at the little fish. Some of his water had sloshed out onto the table, but he was all right. "Your golden color certainly brought you good fortune this morning," she said. When Lily went downstairs, her heart sank. The girls had cleaned the house spotless that week. They'd swept and dusted and draped a beautiful fishnet in the chapel room to get ready for the annual meeting of the people who ran the home. Now all the dishes had been tossed about and broken. The chimney had collapsed. How could they even cook? Lomo settled everyone down, and soon there was breakfast. Someone brought baskets of bread from a bakery nearby. Another neighbor appeared with apples and a kettle of tea. Lily sat with the others at the little white tables and recited a psalm from the Bible. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Lily's mind wandered. Even as the other girls ate, there was talk of packing and going to the Presbyterian church on Van Ness Avenue until it was certain the home would be safe. Lomo told them to gather just a few things. They finished eating and set to packing up bundles of bedding, clothing, and a little food. Outside, Chinatown buzzed with noise. Doors slammed, voices filled with worry, and fear drifted through the broken windows. When Lily returned to the kitchen and looked out the door, she understood why. The sky was full of dust clouds where buildings had collapsed. In the distance, half of a dozen dark plumes of smoke rose into the quiet sky. The earthquake was only the beginning.